Morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Riley, we keep talking about it. It is hot and hazy today.
Yes, it is.
What else do we have in store?
Well, it's just like we've been seeing for the rest of the week. So if you've gone outside, I think you'll know that it's hot, it's hazy, it's clear outside. There's not many clouds in the sky.
Okay.
But it's going to be mostly dry, maybe a sprinkle in the Ellensburg area over the next, I would say, 24 hours.
Okay.
But other than that, very, very dry for the next little bit. Let's take a live look outside in Richland right now. We're seeing a little bit less of that haze, but it's definitely going to be sticking around now for the next couple of days. That's the biggest weather story today is air quality, and that haze that we were seeing that might have peaked out while you were watching your fireworks last night. We've got a warming trend over the next day and into tomorrow. Dry, hot, and clear conditions, as I was telling Jill, and it's just going to be a very, very hot day ahead of us, hotter than we saw yesterday. We take a look at our radar, very, very clear so far. Again, we might be seeing a few clouds peek out in the Yakima Valley. Other than that, very, very clear conditions. If we take a look at our temperatures right now, mostly mid-50s across the board, some upper 50s down in the blues. Beautiful, beautiful day so far. Gonna get even hotter. 96 degrees in Yakima, hazy, and 98 degrees in the Tri-Cities, and 97 degrees in the Walla Walla area. I'll get you ready for that air quality in my full forecast. That's coming up.
We are continuing to monitor the wildfire situation across our region, and we do have a new evacuation order to report near Selah this morning. A level 3 go now evacuation has been issued for people living near the Selah Cliffs fire, just north of Selah. And the order is for those north of Selah Creek Drive, east of Highway 821, and south of Graffiti Cave. The fire was last listed around 100 acres in size. Fire crews near Benton City tackled a small brush fire yesterday afternoon, stopping it before it could reach a nearby home and other buildings. The fire was reported on Horn Drive, just north of Benton City, just after 12:30. Witnesses reported seeing smoke and flames, and the fire was a threat to a nearby home and other structures. Firefighters were able to get it under control quickly. The cause of the wildfire on Old Inland Empire Highway near Benton City is still not known. The State Fire Marshal's office says the fire was first reported just after 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Within minutes of the call, the fire had grown rapidly and had already burned several acres by the time officials were able to get to the scene. The wildfire has now burned more than 1,300 acres and is around 60% contained. We don't yet know how many structures were lost or damaged, but we know at least one building was destroyed and several vehicles that were trapped when I-82 closed were damaged. While fire crews were battling the Old Inland Empire Highway wildfire, more firefighters were called out to a wildfire that broke out on Clodfelter Road. The call for help came in just after 6:30 Monday night. Benton County Fire District 1 said firefighters got to the 32,000 block of Clodfelter Road just east of Badger Road. An acre of grass was on fire along with 4 semi-tractors. Several water tenders helped put out the flames. The semi-tractors were destroyed, but officials say there was not significant damage to structures. The Tunnel 5 fire has now burned more than 500 acres in Skamania County, and homes and 15 businesses are still under a fire threat. Megan Allison reports people are being asked to leave the area immediately, as containment is estimated at just a little more than 5%.
Patrick McConnell says he was out of town Sunday afternoon when he got the call from his son-in-law to get back as a fire was getting closer. When he went up the hill to get important documents from the house, McConnell came across damage throughout the neighborhood.
Put out some hot spots in some of the beds that had some bark mulch in them, fires moving east, time to go. And that's, I mean, it's reaction. It's not thought process, it's just reaction.
McConnell and his wife retired to the gorge 7 years ago and worried about wildfires. When remodeling, they stored a water tank under the house connected to a sprinkler system. On Sunday, fire crews told McConnell that ultimately saved his home.
When we did the remodel, we just, let's do this. And I didn't ever want to use it. Tested it every spring, drained it out every fall. Never wanted to use it, but
And this is a popular destination, especially during a holiday weekend, because agencies continue to bring in air support. They're asking people to be cautious when out on the water. Wildfires have burned several hundred acres in Yakima County over the past weeks and have drawn a lot of spectators. Emergency officials say they've seen more people coming out to look at the smoke and fires, increasing traffic in the area and delaying or preventing first responders from getting there to put the fire out. Authorities say spectators trying to get a good view of the fire can cause accidents with other cars or emergency vehicles that could further prevent people in need from getting help.
It hampers fighting the fire sometimes because we get so much traffic, fire apparatus cannot get into that area. If we want to see it, stay at a far distance, but please stay out of the area where the fire's at.
To drive down a road near where a fire is happening, be sure to immediately pull over for emergency vehicles and be careful not to run over a fire hose. Well, for years, the city of Yakima has had only 1 or 2 people enforcing parking limits for the whole city, but that's about to change. The Yakima Police Department is now in charge of parking enforcement and animal control. They've hired 5 non-commissioned community services to deal with both, which allows their sworn-in police officers to handle criminal activity. They've also made improvements to the computer program they use to process tickets.
We have an automated system. It's a license plate reader. It marks GPS and the car reads the license plate, and then they come back in 2 hours, and if the machine says that car has not moved, they'll get a citation.
The chief says they're planning to start ramping up enforcement soon, especially in the downtown area, but will make sure to announce the change on social media to give people fair warning before they do. After years of families pushing for justice in the murders of Destiny Lloyd and Rosenda Strong in the Yakima Reservation, prosecutors have finally filed charges in connection with their deaths. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to the U.S. Attorney's Office, who say they're ramping up efforts to prosecute cases of missing and murdered Indigenous people with a new outreach program.
Eastern Washington is getting a new U.S. attorney dedicated to preventing and responding to missing and murdered Indigenous people as part of the Department of Justice's new MMIP Regional Outreach Program.
To investigate those cold cases, and we've had a lot of success in prosecuting those.
Just last month, charges filed against the woman accused of killing Destiny Lloyd on the Yakima Reservation and a man accused of failing to report it. At the same time, charges also filed against 6 men in connection with a conspiracy to cover up the murder of Rosenda Strong, whose body was found in a freezer in Toppenish.
Showing that we are doing our part of moving forward with prosecutions and investigations that support safety on the reservation.
But it took 5 years to make an arrest in Lloyd's case and 4 years for Strong's.
My initial reaction is it's about time. My second reaction is to look at what they're really going to do.
Federal prosecutors say the new attorney will help with cold cases, improve coordination and information sharing across jurisdictions, and build trust.
To make sure we have a steady, concrete presence on our reservations.
Advocates say more than just presence, they need better communication, cultural understanding, and involvement.
If you're somebody that's from outside the community and you're trying to help, but you haven't attended a single event, you don't know how family dynamics work, there's going to be miscommunication.
And they say for witnesses to feel safe coming forward, prosecutors need to move faster to get suspects of violent crimes behind bars.
Having these bigger, longer gaps and between when an act happens and when it's prosecuted brings a lot of fear into a community. Who's got our back is a major question that's out there for community members with regards to MMIP cases.
Federal prosecutors say they hope to prove to the community that they're in it for the long haul and that the new resources will help them get justice for victims and hold the people responsible for their deaths accountable. In Eastern Washington, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Federal prosecutors say they're already coordinating MMIP outreach at a national level and are working to fill those attorney positions as soon as possible. Well, yesterday in Pasco, organizations and agencies from across the Tri-Cities region came out for the annual Grand Old 4th of July celebration and parade. And the parade is one of Pasco's longest standing traditions, and this year celebrated a longer parade route to allow more people to enjoy the festivities. Local law enforcement, fire departments, volunteers, the Young Marines, and other organizations and volunteer groups walked the route and handed out treats, including some of us here at Apple Valley News Now, including our own Riley Fitzgerald and Jason Valentine, who managed to make it out to the parade. Riley, tell me what the parade was like.
It was so much fun. I've only been in one other parade before, and this time I got to pass out candy, make so many kids very, very happy. Unfortunately, we did not have enough candy for this longer parade route. I don't think we realized the magnitude that of people who would be out at this parade. It was fantastic. It was awesome, actually. But we did not have enough candy. So next year, we know to bring about 5 times as much as we brought.
5 times as much, wow.
So quite a lot.
Yeah, well then, of course, after the parade, later in the night, we had some fireworks, and this capped off the day's festivities. These images were sent in by a friend of the show, Jessica Howard. Jessica, thank you so much for sending that in.
Beautiful fireworks.
Yes, and it was a pretty beautiful night for fireworks last night. Riley, let us know how things are looking in your morning weather forecast.
Definitely. So we're going to be seeing quite a lot of that haze throughout our areas. It's impacting our air quality. I'll tell you all about how it is in our extended forecast. That's coming up.
Plus, doctors in Minnesota are testing a method of relieving pain without the use of opioids.
Where's the most mouth-watering pizza and best salad bar in town? Well, Hubby's Pizza, of course. Order Hubby's Pizza tonight and get a large 16-inch pepperoni pizza for just $15.99. Mouth-watering yumminess. The perfect fresh dough and toppings for a quick and easy dinner. Dine in or carry out. Come acquire the Hubby's Habit, your hometown favorite for nearly 45 years.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air.
Hi everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have live agents available right now to answer your questions and tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin with us in the Help Center. So Tom, phones are really busy over there. Tell us what kind of calls you're seeing.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the call center with you. We always enjoy talking to the viewers and getting folks the compensation that they deserve. You know, we're seeing calls about all kinds of accidents, but the most common by far has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person. They'll answer any questions you have and tell you if you have a case and how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. All right, folks at home, you heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now.
You're getting a $1,000 check for Dayspring Ministries.
The need that the women have in the jail is tremendous. Knowing that you're helping someone else, you know, and that you're making a difference in their life.
She's like my hero. I just want to be just like her when I get older.
All goes to God, because I couldn't do it without him.
STCU's Volunteers Count honors volunteers in our communities. Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Time right now is 6:12. Welcome back. A first of its kind study is giving some people relief from debilitating leg and back pain without the use of opioids. Doctors in Minnesota are testing an innovative new electrical stimulation procedure to help patients with long-term chronic pain. Derek James has the story.
In an instant.
Went to go grab a gallon of milk out of the backseat of the car and was not able to stand back up again.
Dawn Roots Houston became one of the more than 51 million Americans suffering from chronic pain.
Pain in the back was there, and it's stiff and it's sore and it crunches, but the pain would shoot down my legs.
It's what caused the 53-year-old to leave her job as a gas station manager, where she was on her feet for more than 10 hours a day.
As soon as I got home, I didn't do my yard work. I didn't do my flowers. I just wanted to be sitting down with my legs up and just not moving.
Ruth Husted tried and explored many back and leg pain remedies before turning to microscopic spine surgery. 13 months later, her pain returned.
When a nerve has been impinged and sending pain signals for that many years, it's a sign that probably there's some scar tissue built up in the nerve. And even when you free it with sort of classic surgery, the nerve isn't sort of going to behave perfectly afterward.
Neurosurgeon Dr. Rohan Lal suggested Ruth Husted take part in a clinical trial at mHealth Fairview of the world's first double infusion transplant, a procedure that does not require any narcotic pain treatment.
Unfortunately, I know a lot of people that get hooked on that stuff, and that was not a route I wanted to go to.
She opted for the new integrated solution developed by Minnesota-based Synerfuse and the University of Minnesota.
What we're doing is both fixing this instability in the spine, freeing and decompressing the nerves, and then placing electrical leads onto the nerves, which send a subtle electrical signal to limit the nerve pain and back pain that patients feel even after a successful surgery.
Game changer.
That's how Ruth Husted describes the procedure over a year later. Now, if she has pain, she can adjust the stimulation of her neuromodulation device using her cell phone.
As I tell my family and friends, don't mess with my buttons because I'm always on.
So, a year ago, would you be able to go for a walk like this in the park?
I might be able to go for a small walk, but I would not be standing upright like this. I would be limping and hunched.
More recently, she's gotten back to a favorite summer pastime that the pain once made impossible.
I love riding my motorcycle, and that is something that I've gotten back into again.
Dawn is one of 11 patients who's had the surgery. Coming up, a federal judge in Louisiana is blocking the Biden administration's attempt to contact social media companies in their attempt to battle misinformation. And Riley Fitzgerald will return with a look at your First Alert forecast.
My Cheddar Biscuit breakfast sandwiches check all the boxes. Delicious? Check. Great deal? Check. Served on buttermilk biscuits with real cheddar cheese baked into them? Didn't know that was a box, did you? Well, it is. Check. Get my 2 for $6 Cheddar Biscuit breakfast sandwiches any time of day.
An eagle eye tour of spectacular Boundary Dam. Come along to the North Pend Oreille River as we fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
A new roof looks great. A new roof with new gutters looks amazing. With Air Roofing, amazing is now more affordable than ever. Get 25% off gutters with their new re-roof. Did we mention our 50-year roof warranty at no extra cost? Don't miss this limited time offer. Give Air Roofing a call today.
Introducing the new line of crispy chicken pizzas from Little Caesars. Large pizzas with white sauce and crispy chicken, topped with either a swirl of barbecue, buffalo, or garlic parm sauce, or choose no swirl at all. New crispy chicken pizzas available online for $9.99.
Pizza. I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Thanks to Skyrizi, I'm on my way with clearer skin. 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Next live, Bachelorette Charity Lawson. Plus, Bernadette Peters brings her furry friends.
Over half of the Americans agree that their soulmate is their pet.
Lena is your soulmate.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Made with freshly cracked egg and real cheddar baked into the biscuits, my Cheddar Biscuit breakfast sandwiches are the best way to start your morning, even if your morning starts in the afternoon. Slept through all 6 of your alarms? We're here for you. Get 2 for just $6, all day at Jack in the Box.
On the news, Bachelorette! Woo!
Watch Monday night on Apple Valley News Now. Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center in Benton City.
Next ET, we unlock our vault to spotlight Mila Kunis.
Mila, last name Kunis.
Never before seen interviews. A special ET is next.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now. The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Riley Fitzgerald.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you had a great 4th of July as well. This haze across our region definitely might have impacted your firework watching just a little bit. That's our biggest story for weather today, air quality and that haze. We're going to be seeing it now for a couple more days. Warming trend as well for today into tomorrow. We're in our 90s. All week across the entire region. Very, very hot, definitely above our averages. A dry, hot, and clear day. Clear besides that haze and smoke. If we take a look where the smoke is coming from, it is coming down south from Canada, impacting our entire region across the Pacific Northwest. So if we take a look at this smoke, it is all across our region, causing that widespread haze in our areas. It's likely going to stay through today into our Thursday and possibly even our Friday as well. If we take a look at how this is impacting our air quality, this is a map of our air quality in Washington, and we see in eastern Washington, some parts we do have good air quality. A lot of the west side has unhealthy, and even Seattle is seeing some hazardous conditions right now. We're seeing some unhealthy conditions in the Toppenish area as well, and some moderate across the region, a little bit in Yakima, the Tri-Cities, and Walla Walla. So if you're more sensitive to poorer air quality, it's a good time to check your air quality in your area and make sure that you're not surrounding yourself with too much of this haze. If we take a look at our futurecast this morning, we're seeing it's very, very clear this morning. As we go on with the rest of our day, we may see just a few clouds across our region. Other than that, very clear evening into a clear Thursday morning. In our afternoon, we may see just a few scattered showers across the Cascades, which may peek into the Yakima Valley just a little bit. For our Friday overnight, we're seeing a couple of clouds that are making their way across the area. Other than that, a very, very clear couple of days, other than that haze that we're going to be seeing in our region. If we take a look at our temps right now, mostly mid to upper 50s, 51 in Ellensburg, but we're seeing 60 degrees in Walla Walla and Connell as well. So still a little bit chilly as we make our way out the door, but we've got a lot of room to grow as our temps are going to be reaching the 90s all today. Mid to lower 90s in the Yakima Valley. In the Mid-Columbia, we're seeing mid to upper 90s, and in the Blues, we're seeing around mid to upper 90s as well. Very, very hot day ahead of us. For this evening, very warm and hazy night we've got. A lot of 60s across the board, but mid 50s in the Blues. Hazy night tonight as well as we saw it last night. Our wind conditions right now, mostly lower, less than 10 miles per hour. We're going to see similar wind conditions. Didn't have a lot of wind last night, which was pretty nice for our 4th of July. For our 7-day forecast, 90s again across this whole entire board. Very, very hot, very hot. We're seeing a lot above our averages for this week, but we've been experiencing it now for a couple of weeks. Hazy day for today, tomorrow, and Friday. If we take a look in the Tri-Cities, we're seeing very hot conditions as well, possibly peaking into the triple digits for tomorrow. Walla Walla, very similar conditions as well for our 7-day forecast. So if you're more sensitive to those hazy conditions that we're going to be seeing, take a look at your air quality and know when to go head outside. Jill, I'll send it back to you.
Now to a major ruling in the battle over free speech online, a federal judge restricting the Biden administration's contacts with social media platforms. The judge sided with Republicans who claimed the administration overstepped in its efforts to stop the spread of misinformation. One of the officials who filed the lawsuit is calling the decision a win for the First Amendment and a blow to censorship. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
This morning, a federal judge in Louisiana is limiting the Biden administration from contacting social media companies, the judge saying the administration likely violated the First Amendment when it pressured those companies to remove certain posts. The order comes as Republican attorneys general in 2 states sue the administration, claiming it pressured sites like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to remove messages containing purported misinformation about COVID-19, election security, and other issues.
On COVID misinformation, what's your message to platforms like Facebook?
They're killing people. I mean, look, the only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
Trump-appointed Judge Terry Doughty called the efforts by the Biden administration Orwellian, saying American citizens have the right to engage in free debate about significant issues affecting the country. The judge adding, it is quite telling that each example or category of suppressed speech was conservative in nature. The judge also issued a preliminary injunction barring top administration officials and several federal agencies, including the Justice Department, from having any contact with social media platforms for the purpose of encouraging the removal, deletion, suppression, or reduction of content containing protected free speech. The decision appears to take effect immediately, but can still be appealed.
The First Amendment does not prevent the government from trying to persuade people to do something. And the Supreme Court has explicitly held over and over and over again that the government has a constitutional right to attempt to persuade you to behave in a particular way. But the power is still left with the social media platforms.
Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
And no response yet from the White House or Justice Department. The judge is allowing the government to still communicate with tech companies about illegal activity and national security threats. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, is teasing a new app to challenge Twitter with a space for real-time conversations online. It's called Threads and appears to have many similarities to Twitter. Threads is expected to go live tomorrow, according to a listing in the App Store. The description emphasizes conversations and the potential to build a following and connect with like-minded people. Former Smallville actress Allison Mack was released from federal prison Monday. She had been sentenced to 3 years behind bars in 2021 for her role in the cult-like group NXIVM. In 2018, Mack was arrested along with other leaders in the organization, including Keith Rainier, who was sentenced to 120 years in prison last year for racketeering charges. NXIVM was based in Albany, New York, and claimed to hold self-help instructions. However, prosecutors say the members of the female-only group were forced to compromising situations, including having sex with Rainier. No word on why Mack was released early. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, workers in states and cities all over the country may see a bit more in their paychecks soon as minimum wage standards continue to change.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Thanks to Skyrizi, I'm on my way with clearer skin. 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
This is a great time of year.
Stacy Lee, she knows the Northwest and she knows Northwest weather.
I think we all need to take more time to stop and smell the roses.
Stacy Lee, Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather. On your side.
The electrifying rock stars from the original cast of the Broadway production now in concert. This is Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. Live and in concert. Friday, July 21st at Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Broadway's Rock of Ages Band, performing the monster hits that helped define the 80s.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency.
Plus, receive $1,000 off your new roof when you schedule by the end of July. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
A succession sweep, Ted Lasso about to score big, and Harrison Ford ready for his first nomination ever? Are there any slam dunks? We break down the top Emmy contenders. What could put Brad Pitt in the mix? Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now. E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra. Some minimum wage workers in Oregon will see a raise on their next paychecks. On Saturday, Oregon raised its minimum wage to $14.20. Nevada raised its to $11.25. Several other cities across the country have done the same. In Los Angeles, workers will now make at least $16.78, and in San Francisco, $18.07. Some of these raises are linked to inflation and took place automatically. The federal minimum wage hasn't budged since 2009. It's still stuck at just $7.25. Coming up, a series of mass shootings across the country reinforces a grim connection between the severe gun violence and the 4th of July holiday.
With friends, there are no secrets.
You kissed a guy!
You kissed my mom! Your middle name is Muriel! It is a family name.
The best way to end your day. Friends, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
Whether you're looking to add a splash of color to your home, planting your very own vegetable garden, or expanding your dream landscape, Queen's Gate Gardens is the place to go this summer. Queen's Gate Gardens in Richland, let's grow together.
Looking down at your computers and phones is causing pain. Major publications are calling it text neck, and it could be causing long-term bad posture. Well, now there's Hemvana Aero Posture, the amazing back support which pulls your shoulders back and aligns your spine to help relieve pain. Woven with hemp fibers from the cannabis sativa plant, Aero Posture uses the latest technology for comfort and stability. Just slip the straps over your shoulders and fasten. From the second you put it on, your posture will start shifting, relieving pain, and you stand taller. It utilizes triple strap support, 2 which gently pull your shoulders back and 1 which reinforces your slouched spine.
This x-ray is of a person that hunches, causing increased wear and tear on the joints. This x-ray is of a person that has proper, healthy position of their spine. Aero Posture helps get your neck and back into a healthy position.
I look down at my phone all day long, which causes me a lot of pain. But with my Aero Posture, I have no more pain.
Back braces are hard to hide, but Aero Posture is virtually invisible. Its padded and comfortable straps cradle you and are fully adjustable to fit anybody. Woven with the soothing fibers of the cannabis sativa plant, its blend is so light and breathable, you'll forget it's on. Bulky braces can cost over $100. Now enjoy Hemvana Aero Posture for just $19.99. Plus, you can also get a jar of our best-selling new Hemvana Pain Cream. The unique formula helps ease the pain in your lower back, knees, shoulders, and more. One simple application can rapidly penetrate the skin and give you relief. Just pay a separate fee. Hemvana Aero Posture comes with a complete 100% money-back guarantee. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-709-2194. That's 1-800-709-2194 or visit aeroposture.com. So call 1-800-709-2194 or visit aeroposture.com now.
This is such a great time of year with everything in bloom. And one reason I'm here is to help you figure out things like when to mow the lawn, when to water the flowers, and when to plant the garden.
Stacy Lee. She knows the Northwest, and she knows Northwest weather.
I think we all need to take more time to stop and smell the roses.
Stacy Lee, Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather, tonight at 5, 6, and 6:30. First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Gun violence erupts across the nation as a series of mass shootings takes place around the 4th of July. And sentencing for the man convicted of killing 23 people at an El Paso Walmart in 2019 is set for today.
And it's another hot day today. We're monitoring air quality on this hazy and smoky Wednesday.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Well, Riley, a lot of people will be heading back to work today after hopefully enjoying a bit of an extended long weekend. What should people know to get ready for the weather today?
For the weather today, you're going to see a little bit of haze covering the skies as we make our way out of the door this morning. We definitely saw that this morning. It's a little dark outside though, and we saw when the lights go down and the haze is out, it's just kind of all you see, a little eerie, I was going to say. If we take a live look outside right now in Richland, we're going to see that there's a little bit of haze in our areas, but there is not going to be, we're going to be seeing it for a couple of days now. Let's take that live look outside right now in Richland. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that haze across our region, and it's going to be continuing for today and into tomorrow. We've got a warming trend as well for our region and a dry, hot, and clear day for our Wednesday. And for some people, it is their Monday as they make their way back to work. A dry, hot, and clear day for their day today. We're taking a look right here through our radar and satellite. We're going to be seeing not a lot of clouds, that's what I mean by clear, but we are going to be seeing some of that haze and smoke across our region. For our temperatures right now, we are going to be seeing a lot of 50s across the area and some 60s that are starting to make their way out. A lot of room to grow though. We got 96 for the Yakima area and hazy, 98 for the Tri-Cities, and in Walla Walla, 97 degrees. Again, a lot of haze in that area. I'll tell you how the air quality is going to be affecting us in my full forecast. That's coming up.
Thank you, Riley. New urgent calls this morning from President Biden for tougher gun laws as cities nationwide from Fort Worth to the nation's capital come to grips after a series of deadly mass shootings surrounding the 4th of July holiday. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
From Fort Worth to Baltimore, frustration and grief after gunfire ripped through communities and claimed lives.
This country needs to re-examine its conscience and find out how to get guns out of dangerous people's hands.
In Philadelphia, authorities say a gunman wearing a ski mask and bulletproof vest opened fire, killing 5 people and injuring 2 boys ages 2 and 13. The gunman surrendering to responding Philadelphia police officers. And in Fort Worth, Texas.
Just before July 4th, we had a shooting. It appears that we had multiple victims that were shot.
Police are investigating after 3 people were killed and 8 others hurt in a shooting at a neighborhood festival. In Wichita, Kansas, at least 7 people suffered gunshot wounds and 2 others were trampled at a mass shooting at a nightclub. Investigators also continue a search for answers in Baltimore, where multiple gunmen are believed to have opened fire at a block party. 28 shot, at least 2 killed. Speaking to a group of educators on the 4th of July, President Joe Biden urged congressional Republicans to pass gun safety reform to protect the nation's schools and communities.
Banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, extensive background checks, they're part of the answer. They'll make a big difference.
In a statement, the president doubled down on his calls for tougher gun laws and recognized Illinois' ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines after 10 people were killed in a mass shooting at a 4th of July parade in the Chicago suburb of Highland Park last year. In response, Congress passed bipartisan gun legislation, including $750 million to help states remove firearms from people deemed a personal or public danger and strengthen background checks for gun buyers younger than 21.
The Gun Violence Archive, which tracks U.S. mass shootings involving at least 4 victims, already counts more than 340 mass shootings, more shootings than days so far this year. Police in Washington, D.C. are investigating a mass shooting during a 4th of July celebration. 9 people were hurt after shots fired from a car in a residential area early Wednesday morning. All of the victims are being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. That includes two juveniles, a 9-year-old and a 17-year-old. Police say the residents appear to have been targeted. Authorities are looking for a dark-colored SUV in connection with the shooting. The man who fatally shot 23 people at an El Paso Walmart is expected to have his sentencing hearing in federal court today. In February, Patrick Crusius pleaded guilty to 90 charges related to the 2019 incident in which 23 victims were killed. Half of the charges are federal hate crimes. Authorities say the 24-year-old purposely carried out the shooting in order to kill immigrants who were in the area. The shooter originally pleaded not guilty, but later changed that plea after federal prosecutors said they wouldn't seek the death penalty. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Texas says he could face 90 consecutive life sentences. However, the gunman may still get the death penalty if he is convicted on state charges. Riley Fitzgerald returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
It is a hot and hazy day. We'll talk about how that is impacting your air quality in your extended forecast that's coming up.
Plus, regional gas station chain Sheetz had an interesting way of ringing in the 4th of July, one that had plenty of people heading to the pump.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Does your bath or shower need a remodel? Bathfitter can do it all. We will remove your existing fiberglass tub or shower and replace it with a custom crafted shower or soaker tub. All made in America at our state-of-the-art factory. We rebuild your walls with new drywall and install a custom-made tub or shower with seamless walls in as little as 1 day. All work is guaranteed and built to last. Call your locally owned Bathfitter store now to book your free in-home estimate or visit bathfitter.com.
This summer, GMA's popping up all across the country, spreading sunshine and summertime fun in the morning. It's GMA's Rise and Shine Summer Tour. Rise and shine!
Rise and shine!
So, could we be coming to your hometown?
Next ET, we unlock our vault to spotlight Mila Kunis.
Mila, last name Kunis.
Never before seen interviews. A special ET is next.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency.
Plus, receive $1,000 off your new roof when you schedule by the end of July. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
With savings this explosive, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is resulting in some very interesting reactions.
That's $300 off the dining set and 50% off the sofa.
Yeah.
With $600 off the bedroom and $300 off the mattress, you are saving $900 today.
Whoa.
Plus, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, and 5 years no interest. When you save this much, you'll be seeing fireworks too. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Today at 11 after The View.
You've got a date with Access Daily.
Food, self-improvement, and of course, fun.
You don't know this is...
Then at noon, ABC's GMA 3. Access Daily. Today at 11 on Apple Valley News Now.
Next live, Bachelorette Charity Lawson. Plus, Bernadette Peters brings her furry friends.
Over half of the Americans agree that their soulmate is their pet.
Lena is your soulmate.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Motorists in several East Coast states got a pretty sweet deal filling their tanks on Independence Day. Convenience store Sheetz had a promotion charging $1.77.6 for a gallon of gas. That's a nod to 1776, the year the Declaration of Independence was signed.
And it made no difference if you used basic or premium fuel. Sheetz says the price applied to all gas except diesel and ethanol-free fuel. Right now, the national average for a gallon of gas is $3.55. That's much less than the $4.87 it was a year ago.
So quite a deal, but unfortunately that is an East Coast thing. We still had to pay full price for gas.
Definitely. It was a sweet deal at Sheetz. Definitely an interesting day to do it. It's a holiday, a very big travel day. So
yeah, usually stations are raising their prices, not putting them down.
Exactly. So fantastic way to celebrate Independence Day. Let's take a live look outside on our Richland Skycam. It's a little bit of a hazy morning so far today. We're going to be tracking the air quality. I'll have your first alert weather forecast coming up.
And a wildfire in Mason County has fire authorities on alert, prompting all 3 levels of evacuation warnings. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
Oh, check out these spicy birds. Look at those little dots. Those are spice dots. Are we making boxes? A box of birds for just $5.49? Jack, you crazy.
You're getting a $1,000 check for Dayspring Ministries.
The need that the women have in the jail is tremendous. Knowing that you're helping someone else, you know, and that you're making a difference in their life.
She's like my hero. I just want to be just like her when I get older.
All goes to God, because I couldn't do it without him.
STCU's Volunteers Count honors volunteers in our communities. Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and Hermiston. Every location is conveniently located. And now, Smoke City for Less Hermiston has relocated to North 1st Street by AutoZone. An easy turnoff, $3.95 and you are there. For the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, Kratom, and specialty products too. Open 7 days a week, 5 locations, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and the new location in Hermiston, off $3.95. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Ooh, someone just got the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard. All that DQ soft serve cake batter flavor, confetti cookie dough pieces, and signature sprinkles? Dad, you said you'd wait until you got home before digging in.
I never said that.
Pretty sure you did. Cue the confetti! That's cold. Because the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard won't be here forever. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it in the app.
Join us Saturday, July 15th in historic downtown Prosser for the 19th annual Prosser Art Walk and Wine Gala. Sip award-winning wines and craft beer while strolling creations from artisans throughout the Pacific Northwest. Enjoy live music and a variety of food trucks for an evening not to be missed. Tickets are just $20 and on sale now at tourprosser.com/artwalk.
Hi, my name is Ubi, and I've been a customer at Yakima Federal Savings and Loan for about 40 years. We quickly just become not just a banker-bankee relationship, but a friendship relationship. The purchase of our first home, things went so well and so easy. And in that, here we are 40 years later, 3 homes later, 2 children, 2 son-in-laws, and 3 grandchildren. And Yakima Federal has been with us through this whole journey.
Look at those spicy birds right there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Y'all are 100% all white meat, huh? Man, that bird is getting sauced up. Just $5.49? Okay, I like that.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Riley Fitzgerald.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day so far. We're taking a live look outside right now in Richland through the Columbia Point Skycam. A little bit of a hazy start to our day and something we've been seeing for now a couple of days. It's the biggest story for our weather is air quality and that haze. It's going to be sticking around also. We've got a warming trend today. Today is hot. Tomorrow might be a little bit hotter. A dry, hot, and clear day today. Clear for our clouds, but not clear for this haze and smoke. If we take a look at where this is coming from, it's coming down south from those Canadian wildfires and making their way across our entire region for this widespread haze that we've been experiencing since a couple days ago. It's going to be sticking around until at least Friday. If we take a look at the rest of our day, we're seeing just a lot of that haze, and this is how it's affecting our air quality. If we take a look right now, this is across Washington state. We're seeing a little bit more good air quality than we saw earlier today, so a lot more of that green. Toppenish earlier was in the unhealthy zone for air quality. Now it looks like it's just in moderate. We see on the west side there is even up to hazardous air quality. Across the rest of our area, some good, some moderate. If you're more sensitive to the conditions, take a look at the air quality before you head outside. For our futurecast today, we're starting with a very clear morning across the region. So we make our way into a little bit later on today. We may see a little bit of cloud coverage towards the Yakima Valley area, but into tomorrow morning, going to see just a few scattered clouds around our area, possibly even a little bit of shower activity towards the Cascades that may peak into the Yakima Valley. If we take a look at the rest of our day, it's going to be a dry start to our Friday. Our temperatures right now, we're in the 50s for the most part, some 60s though, starting to peak out around our area, 63 in Walla Walla. So right now, it's still a little bit cold as you walk outside, but we're going to be getting very, very warm today. For our highs today, mid to low 90s in the Yakima Valley, mid to upper 90s in the Mid-Columbia, and in the Blues, we're seeing mid to upper 90-degree temperatures. Very, very hot one. We've got a hazy and kind of warm evening tonight. 50s in the Blues, otherwise mostly 60s across this evening. Lots of that haze as well. Wind speeds right now pretty low, not much to talk about for wind, staying pretty moderate. For our 7-day forecast for the Yakima area, very, very hot, couple of days hot and hazy, but hopefully that haze will be out of our area by the weekend. Again, we're staying in the 90s for this whole week in Yakima. In the Tri-Cities, we may even be peaking up to the triple digits. Very, very hot for the next couple of days. Again, that haze is sticking around for just a couple more days. In the Walla Walla area, again, that haze is there as well. Again, hopefully heading out of the way by the weekend. Very hot weekend ahead. If you're more sensitive to these hazy conditions, then take a look at the air quality before you head out. But we've got a very dry, clear day for your Wednesday, and we're looking forward to this haze heading its way out. Jill, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. State fire assistance has been mobilized in support of local firefighters working to contain the McEwen fire located in Mason County near the city of Shelton, Washington. The McEwen fire started yesterday around 1:52 p.m. The fire is estimated at 250 acres and growing. It is burning in grass, brush, and timber and is threatening homes, timber, and power infrastructure. Level 1, 2, and 3 evacuations are in effect at this time. The fire cause is currently under investigation. We will be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, meet the elite athlete about to compete in the U.S. Women's Open Golf Championship, who also just happens to be 7 months pregnant.
I've had multiple dreams throughout my life. One has been to play on the LPGA Tour and play professional golf at the highest level. But I also knew I always wanted to be a mom. And so this week kind of feels like the convergence of those two dreams.
Amy Olsen, being celebrated by moms and golf fans everywhere, is about to hit the links for one of golf's biggest tournaments with her first child on the way.
The U.S. Women's Open is like the top level of our game. And I was like, if I can play in that, if I qualify, I'll be there. I'll waddle down the fairway, whatever it takes.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of our interview with Amy Olsen and her inspiring words for moms to be everywhere. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
My A1C was up here. Now it's down with Rybelsus.
His A1C?
It's down with Rybelsus.
My doctor told me Rybelsus lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill.
And that people taking Rybelsus lost more weight. I got to my A1C goal in lost some weight too.
Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
You may pay as little as $10 per prescription.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:53. We're going to get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but first we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. We are continuing to monitor the wildfire situation across our region, and we do have a new evacuation order to report near Selah this morning. A level 3 Go Now evacuation has been issued for people living near the Selah Cliffs fire, which is just north of Selah. The order is for those north of Selah Creek Drive, east of Highway 821, and south of Graffiti Cave. And the fire was last listed around 100 acres in size. State Route 821 is closed due to this brush fire north of Selah between milepost 3 and 25, according to WashDOT. Fire crews near Benton City tackled a small brush fire yesterday afternoon, stopping it before it could reach a nearby home and other buildings. The fire was reported on Horn Drive, just north of Benton City, just after 12:30. Witnesses reported seeing smoke and flames, and the fire was a threat to a nearby home and other structures. Firefighters were able to get it under control quickly. The cause of the wildfire on Old Inland Empire Highway near Benton City is still not known. The wildfire burned more than 1,300 acres and burned at least one structure. The State Fire Marshal's office says the fire was first reported just after 1 o'clock Monday. The fire grew rapidly and had already burned several acres by the time officials were able to get to the scene. The fire has now been 60% contained. Meanwhile, more firefighters were called out to a wildfire that broke out on Clodfelter Road. The call for help came in just after 6:30 Monday night. Benton County Fire District 1 said firefighters got to the 32,000 block of Clodfelter Road just east of Badger Road. An acre of grass was on fire, along with 4 semi-tractors. Several water tenders helped put out the flames. The semi-tractors were destroyed, but officials say there was not significant damage to structures. Wildfires have burned several hundred acres in Yakima County over the past weeks and have drawn a lot of spectators. Emergency officials say they've seen more people coming out to look at the smoke and fires, increasing traffic in the area and delaying or preventing first responders from getting there to put the fire out. Authorities say spectators trying to get a good view of the fire can cause accidents with other cars or emergency vehicles that could further prevent people in need from getting help. For years, the city of Yakima has had only 1 or 2 people enforcing parking limits for the whole city, but that's about to change. The Yakima Police Department is now in charge of parking enforcement and animal control. They've hired 5 non-commissioned community services to deal with both, which allows their sworn-in police officers to handle criminal activity. They've also made improvements to the computer program they use to process tickets.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day today. This haze, big story for today. We've been seeing it for a couple days now. We're going to see it for a couple more days. Warming trend as well today. We're heating up today and a little bit more even tomorrow. Dry, hot, and clear day today, but that clear is only affecting our clouds. We have a lot of that haze covering our area. So if we take a look at this map, lots and lots of haze from the Canadian wildfires making their way across our region. It's affecting our air quality as well, mostly sticking around the moderate areas for eastern Washington. If we take a look at our temperatures right now, we're seeing the 60s right now across the whole region so far. Beautiful morning to head outside unless you're sensitive to those air quality alerts. Today, we're seeing the mid to low 90s across the Yakima Valley. In the Mid-Columbia, we're seeing mid to upper 90s. And in the Blues, we're seeing mid to upper 90s as well. A hot day, a clear day, but we may see a little bit of that haze across our region. Jill, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. GMA is next. Apple Valley News Now is back tonight at 5. You can find the latest at applevalleynewsnow.com.